everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. So in today's video we're going to be building this big, rustic, elegant, modern family villa. And I know that's kind of a mouthful, but I don't know, that's just kind of my running theme and idea I had when I was building this house. So I didn't have a reference photo this time. I usually do. But for this house, I don't know, I just had this idea that this was kind of like an older family estate that somebody came and kind of gutted and modernized. So throughout you'll see there's like touches of modern and there's touches of like a more kind of like traditional, elegant look to them. And I love the way it came out. So this one I'm using custom content exclusively from Pierisim. And there is also one like Pierisim and Charlie Pancakes collab here. But I am obsessed with Pierisim and his custom content. It's just beautiful. It's just so well done, so detailed, and I just had the greatest time doing this home. And I'll also have all the links in the description down below of all the custom content that I used. I used everything just from CurseForge. I got a comment on my last custom content video from somebody saying that they enjoyed that I used CurseForge just because, you know, it's awesome. If you've never used it before for custom content, it's incredible. It's just so nice because you don't have to drag anything into a mods folder. It kind of keeps track of all your custom content too. And if you want to delete something, you can just delete it. You don't have to go digging through your mods folder. It's just awesome. And everything that you know that you're going to get off of there is going to be, you know, good for your game. It doesn't pose a risk of, you know, being a corrupted file or anything like that, or at least I don't think it does. That's what I've heard. But yeah, I love CurseForge, and I love the stuff from Pierisim. So this is featuring a lot of his different collections. So it's, you know, Domaine du Clos. It's also, what's the other one? I think it's Oak House. There's stuff from David's apartment in here, the Auntie Vera's bathroom. I mean, just so many of his collections are just so incredible. And then also, as far as like the Maxis packs, I didn't use a lot of those either because I don't own a lot currently, because I've said this ad nauseum, but I don't own all the expansion packs on my computer yet. I just got a computer. I was previously building on a PlayStation, and yeah, so I'm slowly building up my my collection of Maxis packs. And for those of you who were saying like, hey, did you contact EA and see if you could get your packs reinstated? I did, and I did hear back from them, and it was a no. It was a no. They were like, nah, we can't do that. And that's what I kind of figured. So I don't know, maybe I was not manifesting the best result to begin with. But it was funny because when I got the email, at first the person was like, yeah, my name's so-and-so and I can definitely help you. And so like when I read that, the first line of like, I can definitely help you, I was like, oh my God, so they can actually do it? And then like a few sentences down, I was like, yeah, we can't do anything. And I was like, oh, okay. Like that's a weird way to start an email where you're gonna tell me just no, I can't do anything. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have the biggest expectations that they would reinstate all my packs that I had on my PlayStation, so I'm not really too upset about it. I know, you know, it's kind of my own mistake. You know, I can't really be mad at anybody but myself, really. So, well, I don't know. Maybe I can be a little bit upset with EA because they just have so many expansion packs. Honestly, it's a little ridiculous. But I still buy them, so I guess I'm part of the problem. I don't know. But anyway, talking about the actual packs that I did use, so I used a limited amount. I used Growing Together, Get Together. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can remember this now that I'm on the spot. Growing Together, Get Together, Cottage Living, Seasons, Paranormal Pack, although I didn't use that much stuff from Paranormal Pack. I just used like a few different like accessories. Let's see, I also used the new Nook Kit because I really like that kit and I've been really excited to use it. And let's see what else. I used romantic garden stuff. I kind of always use romantic garden stuff just for the exterior, just for some of the plants and stuff that come with that. But yeah, I would say the main packs that you would need are definitely Growing Together, Get Together, Cottage Living, and also Seasons. And the book Nook Kit, I guess, too, just because the whole like upstairs landing area, you'll see later on in the video, but I do this really cute like little landing part with like a little window seat surrounded by bookcases. It's really cute. And yeah, I use primarily the book Nook Kit for that. And then I kind of, scattered some of the clutter from that kit all over the place. And I really enjoy that new kit that we got, although I'm like a lot of the other, Sims fans here where I'm like, please, enough of the kits. It's too much. We need to stop. I really want the stuff packs. And I think I like to watch those like little Sims like rumor channels here on YouTube. I follow a few of them. And I think one of them was saying that like a Sims creator or something like that was like on Twitter, like kind of hinting that kits would be making a comeback. Or I'm sorry, not kits, stuff packs would be making a comeback. And that would be amazing if they do that. I guess we'll see. But the latest Sims news, like right now as I'm recording this, is that the newest, I think, game pack is going to be the horse thing. And I've been hearing a lot of people being like not hyped about horses. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about horses. I didn't play Sims 3, so I didn't get to play with horses, or at least I don't remember playing with horses. If there was horses in Sims 2, let me know. I don't recall there being horses. But I didn't own all the packs when I played that game. I think the only version of The Sims that I played when I was younger where I owned like all of the expansion packs was Sims 1. Sims 2, I for sure did not own all the packs just because, I don't know, maybe we were more broke at that time, my family. I can't remember. But I know I didn't own all of The Sims 2. But I'm excited about horses. I think this sounds cool. I really hope it comes with a new world. Although, again, I was listening to other people on YouTube kind of theorize about that. And, like, I know we would get, like, a Western-style world, most likely. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, horses obviously exist out of the Western United States. So, I don't know. Where else would they put horses? Where are horses famous? I don't know. I can't think of, like, a specific place where horses are famous. I'm blanking out right now. I, for some reason, can only think about like a place in Italy just because I'm like obsessed with Italy. But where are horses famous? Somebody let me know. Outside of the United States, where are they super famous? I feel like such a dummy right now. But anyway, getting back to my build. So you would have just seen me finish up that exterior. And that exterior, I was really like questioning doing that diamond pattern. I was like in the middle of it and I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know how this is gonna come out. But I actually really like it and I carried it towards the back and I don't know, it just kind of adds like a little bit of that, I don't know, I guess you could say that old world charm. Or to me, it has a bit of an old world charm. I don't know. I think it looks really cool though. It kind of goes with like the style of the house and the style of the windows and doors and stuff that came with the Domaine du Clos collection. Is it Domaine du Clos or Domaine du Clos? I can't remember. I took French in high school, but it was high school French, so I'm not sure. Let me know. Let me know how you say it. Am I saying it right? I don't know. But anyway, I'm doing this entry here, and I just love this entry. I love so many of the rooms in this house. I kind of carried like this warm, kind of rich color scheme throughout most of the home. I did change it up in the kids' rooms, and I made the kids' rooms like kind of like this beautiful, light, airy blue. And I was really inspired by Pierisim's Auntie Vera's bathroom kit to kind of do that color scheme in the kids' room area. But yeah, throughout the rest of the house, I kind of do like warm oranges and greens and browns and golds and lots of black accents just to kind of add that weight to it. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just trying to use like fancy words to make it sound like I kind of know what I'm doing here, but I'm just flopping around items, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I do. I flop items around. But this house I actually built for a specific family. It's actually an existing family in Henford on Bagely where I put this home. It's for the, the Moody Macmillan? Or is it Macmillan Moody? I can't remember. But it's for them. And I took them and I gave them a little bit of a makeover. I made them younger. And the primary reason why I did that was because when I was building this house, and I was kind of like playtesting it with them, it was Derek. Derek died. Derek Macmillan died. And I had Ian beg for his life, and the Grim Reaper brought him back to life, which I've never had that happen before. Since I've been playing The Sims, I've never had the Grim Reaper bring back a Sim. So if that wouldn't have happened, I would have just reloaded my save file, but that was kind of nice. But I was like, no, we need to get you younger. We need to make you younger, Derek. So yeah, I made Derek younger. And I made his hair brown. I took it from, you know, that kind of like gray color to a brownish color. And I just gave him a little bit of a, you know, more modern kind of style. And I gave him 2 kids. I gave him, you know, a child age sim and then an infant. And, you know, I figured they should be young if they're going to have like a child and an infant. Not saying you can't have kids when you're an elder, but, you know, I mean, who really wants to have kids when they're like in their 80s or something like that? I know I personally don't want to have kids when I'm in my 80s. I hope to maybe have grandkids by that time, but definitely not kids. I currently don't have any kids. And yeah, I can't imagine like being in my 80s having kids. Does that even happen? I don't even know. I'm sure it does. There's probably some case where somebody has had that. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. But yeah, I can't imagine that. So yeah, they need to be young. They need to be Sprite. They need to be able to take care of these young kids. And yeah, that's where the bedrooms, the 2 kids' rooms. So there's one for an infant where I use called the Teeny Weeny collection from Pierisim, which is so cute. I love the items from that. And then I also used, there was another one, there's like a nursery pack that was also on CurseForge from Pierisim, and his items are just beautiful. I mean, the creators that I've used so far, I've only used one other one. I only have one other custom content creator build up on my channel so far, and that was from Harry. And I used Harry and also House of Harlocks. And I'm obsessed with that custom content that's between Harry and also Felix Andre. And that's probably the next custom content build that I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of a Florence inspired build because Felix Andre has a Florence collection, which is really cool. I'm very drawn to the city of Florence. I actually like really want to live there. And me and my mom are actually going to go there April next year. It's set. We're going to go April next year to Florence. And Florence alone, we were going to do like a big Italian tour, but we just narrowed it down to Florence because we don't want to go to Rome right now because Rome is a disaster. I don't know if anybody's like seen any of the videos right now of like Rome. My goodness gracious, it's like The Walking Dead. There's so many people walking around that city. And my mom was there like back in like the late 80s, and she's just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many people are in Rome right now. She's like, when I was there, I used to sit at the Trevi Fountain like by myself and smoke a cigarette. And now it's like, there's like a sea of people. And she's like, I don't want you to see Rome for the first time like that. So Florence is obviously going to be busy when we go in April too, because that's starting to get into the busy season, but it shouldn't be as bad as Rome is right now. Good God, at least I hope it's not. I mean, if it is, I'll just, I'll deal with it. I'm not one that's like not used to crowds. I used to live in Las Vegas, and I used to work on the Strip. So I'm definitely used to crowds, but that doesn't mean that I like them. There's just nothing sounds worse than just like waiting in gigantic lines to just get from point A to point B, just walking around like zombies. That is not for me. But anyway, getting to the point that I was making there. So Felix Andre has a Florence collection, and I really want to do kind of like a Florence themed home. So that's going to be, I think, the next one I'm going to do. Although I was kind of thinking like I might want to go back to Max's content and just do like kind of a limited pack. I think the next set that I'm going to buy is going to be City Living and also the Moschino pack or the Moschino pack. I forgot how you say that, but that one, because I love the windows that come with it. And then also probably like the Industrial Loft Kit. And I'm thinking of doing like my first kind of like apartment, although I don't like to do apartments in The Sims. I mean, I personally like to, but not for like somebody to like download, because they don't really download very well off the gallery unless they fix that. I don't know. Let me know if anybody's noticed that they fixed the apartment downloads, because I know they did a big overhaul to the gallery. I really haven't had too much time to look at it, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna do kind of like a more like modern kind of townhome, but with like an industrial feel. I don't know. That's something that just kind of appeals to me right now. So I might do that. I don't know. I'll see how I'm feeling. I'll see, where the wind blows, what I'm feeling inspired to do. So that's kind of what I like to do is just, if I don't feel inspired to do something, it sometimes is hard for me to, want to sit down and build something. I can force myself to, but I don't know. I don't think the result is quite as good when you're doing that. So, but anywho, getting back to what I'm doing here. So right now I am doing the dining room area. I love this room. This could be my favorite room in the house. And I know I say that a lot, like this is my favorite room. But no, I think this is my favorite room, mainly because I love those little room dividers from Pierisim's Auntie Vera's bathroom. They worked so good. At first I was doing like a half wall, and then I was just saw that as I was going through the catalog, and I was like, oh, forget that. This is gonna look 10 times better. And as soon as I put that up and I made the wall kind of diagonal there in the corner, it just closed the room up in a really cute and kind of cozy way. I love that little fireplace with the little books on the inside. It's just chef's kiss. I hate saying that phrase because I think it's so overused, but in this regard, I think it is chef's kiss. It's so beautiful. The items from his packs, I don't know, they have a certain feel to them. They have this like level of detail and style to them that is just like remarkable to me. Like when I was doing that kitchen, I loved that he had like the little like cast iron cookware and the little jars full of like, different pastas and legumes and things like that. And I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with Pierisim. I'm obsessed with Harry, Sixam, Little Ditka. All of these creators, they're mind-boggling, the type of content that they can create for this game. It really, when you're using their items, they really feel like a whole different game. Not to say that Max's content is not good. It is good, and I do enjoy using it. And sometimes it's actually kind of like a fun challenge to like only use Max's content, because not all of it is really like in my style. But, custom content, the stuff that they put up there is definitely my style. It's kind of, very much on trend with what's, trending, I guess, here in the United States, and I guess elsewhere, because a lot of these custom content creators are, in other parts of the world, and it's amazing. I can't gush about it enough. I just love this custom content. I'm so happy that I finally have access to it. I feel so blessed to have access to it, that I was able to, make this computer. And, I hope you guys are enjoying these custom content builds. And, I'm definitely going to get back to Maxis content though too, because I really, really enjoy that. I just kind of want to build up my collection a little bit more before I get back to that. So anyway, this room that I'm doing right now, this is like the little sunroom, kind of garden room. I don't know what you guys call it. I don't really know what you call it in general. I'm just calling it a sunroom because that's kind of what I think of it. It's kind of like an all seasons room. Here where I live in Michigan, that's kind of what we would call this type of room, as an all seasons room. And this is where I put Derek, who is a Derek McMillan, talking about the gentleman who actually lives in this home with his husband. He is like a gardener. And so I wanted to give him like a really fun, like little gardening room. And then right off of that, there's like a little outdoor covered space with that beautiful like pergola thing that Pierisim had in one of his collections. I think it's from the Winter Garden collection. It's a beautiful, beautiful item. And I put an art easel out there and the little like bonsai bush that they can trim, and then like a little table. And I set it up to make it look like, they had just had like some coffee or tea or whatever while sitting out there on their beautiful little deck. I mean, really, that's the dream they're living right now. Derek and Ian are literally living the dream. So now I'm moving on to the main living room, or this is actually the only living room. I don't know why I'm saying the main living room, but this is gonna go by kind of quick, and you'll see like I have everything pulled off to the side. That's something that I did because when I was first building this house, my power in my house like completely went out. It was really weird. It wasn't raining. There was no inclement weather. It was sunny. It was nice. Nobody was running any crazy generators or anything. It was weird. My power just went out, and of course I lost like everything I did in this room, and I was sad, but you know, not the biggest deal. I kind of had an idea of what I had already done, so I just pulled everything back out, set it off to the side, and just kind of did this. And when I did it, I was like, wow, this went so much smoother when I had to, you know, kind of edit it. So I've been trying to do that more often now, and you'll maybe notice like I'm not fishing through the menu as often, which is nice for you and for me because I can just stay more organized. So I know some other Sims creators do that. Like I notice like Devin Bumpkin does that a lot when I watch his videos. He'll like say like, oh yeah, I pulled out some, you know, bits and bobs and stuff like that. Whatever cute like little British thing he says. And that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to be like a little bit more prepared with what I want to actually put in the room, because otherwise with all this custom content especially, I am really just like so distracted by everything going on. I feel like Ariel, and I'm just like, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Like I'm just running around like crazy. Like, oh my God, look at all this stuff I have. I have all these new things, and I am not CC shopping as much as I imagined that I would be, just because, you know, I'm busy, you know, I have my job outside of this. And then, you know, when I sit here and I do this, I don't really have a lot of time for, you know, gameplay and stuff like that. So I'm just mainly trying to focus on, you know, finishing these builds, getting the videos edited and up and everything like that. And it is kind of a new experience though, building on a PC. It's taking me actually a little bit longer than building on my PlayStation, believe it or not, because building on a PlayStation is like weird. It just is. It's weird. It's hard to really describe it, but you get to a point where you just start to kind of memorize the buttons and just combos and stuff like that. It's kind of like when you're playing like a real video game, you know, like Mario or Mortal Kombat or Zelda or whatever. You just kind of like get a feel for like the combination of keys and stuff that you need to push for what you're doing. And I got to that point on my PlayStation, so I could really like knock out stuff pretty quickly. And now I'm just kind of having to like relearn some stuff. Like I'm really trying to get used to like the different cameras. There's like two different cameras, obviously. There's the, you know, the Sims 4 camera, and then there's the Sims 3 camera. I don't really like the Sims 3 camera. I know like most people, like most builders especially, like the Sims 3 camera. I don't like it. It feels weird like moving the camera around with that one. It just doesn't feel as intuitive. I do like the Sims 3 camera in the fact that you can actually like do that whatchamacallit, that like free rotation. That's really nice. But otherwise, yeah, not a big fan of that camera. So I kind of switch between the two, and I don't know if anybody's watching me that closely, but you'll kind of notice like when I need to like free rotate an object, I'll like go up to the top and I'll like switch it to the Sims 3 menu. And then I'll forget that I did that, and then I'll be like moving around the screen. I'm like, wait, why is this so weird the way it's moving around? And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, I switched it to Sims 3. But yeah, it's, you know, it's just a thing, just getting used to controls and stuff like that. It just, you know, I didn't really do it for that long on my PlayStation. It was, you know, I don't know, I got my PlayStation in December of 2022. And I just finished building this computer, last month? So I don't know. How many months is that? I can't add it in my head right now. For some reason, it's just like not clicking. How many months is that? What is the month right now? It's June. Okay. And that's what? That's a 6? Yeah, because May is 5. Oh my gosh. This is how my brain works. So it's been what? Like 7 months? Does that sound right? I don't know. I didn't start like building and putting it up on YouTube right away when I got my PlayStation, because that was like the first time I started playing The Sims in like eons. I hadn't played it prior to that since like, I don't know, like 2009. But what I'm trying to say is that it's just, I'm learning. So if it looks weird at any point, my movements, it probably doesn't, but I guess maybe to me it does. I'm just learning, you know. But anyway, getting back to what I'm doing. So you would have seen me finish up that living room. Again, love the way that came out. It's really cute. It's got that nice little powder room off of it, or it's actually not a powder room. It's a full bathroom off of that, but I did that off camera. I did all the bathrooms off camera except for the master bedroom, which you'll see in just a minute here. But I'm just finishing up this like hallway landing space where I use the Nook Kit. And I love that kit. I love the little like shelves that snap together. I think that's really nice. And I am a fan. I am a fan of the kit, but yes, it's enough, EA. It's enough with the kits. We need some more variety here. So that's why I guess I am looking forward to the horses thing, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel the frustration. I know I started off on my channel kind of being a little bit of a EA fangirl, I guess you could say, where I was like, I love the expansions, they're great, I don't know why people are complaining. And now as like time's going by and I'm seeing more things of like that weren't included with the base game when it initially came out, I am now starting to see why people were and still are so frustrated with Maxis and with EA and with The Sims and stuff like that, you know. So I'm personally not like that frustrated. There are elements of the game that I do get a little bit frustrated with. Just, I guess the main thing, and I've said this in previous videos, so I don't want to sound like too much of a broken record, but I do think the game just lacks some depth, you know, when it comes to gameplay. As far as like building, like build buy and stuff like that, I think the game's actually great. You know, I'm not too upset about the options that we have for building and buying. I find houses to be really easy to do in this game. Well, not really easy, but definitely, you know, you can pick up on it pretty quick. And I mean, I'm by no means like a building expert at this point. I definitely want to get better, but I feel like I picked up on it pretty quick. So I don't have any issue there. But yeah, definitely the gameplay. And I would say like the glitches, the game is pretty glitchy. Although since I've been playing on a computer, it's definitely been a lot less glitchy than it was on my PlayStation. On my PlayStation, oh my gosh, I was part of the update that they did where they updated the build buy controls, and I wanted to rage quit when they did that. It was so bad. You like could barely do anything. Like I would repeatedly have to restart my game. And it was so frustrating. And it was especially frustrating because I was like trying to put content up on YouTube. And not that there's like a massive pressure to do that because, you know, I'm not a huge channel, but I mean, what if I did? What if I did have, you know, a little bit more of a bigger channel? What if it was like my primary source of income, you know? I mean, that's really, really frustrating. And I know they just did like another overhaul to the controls for console players, and I've heard that's not going over too well either. So I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. They weren't that great before though, and they did make some improvements that I actually did enjoy, because previously when you would build on a console, every time you would open up the menu and you'd set an item down, the menu would disappear. And so you'd have to keep reopening the menu and keep reopening the menu. So they made it so the menu didn't disappear, which sounds better, yes. But it opened up more issues because then it was like blocking your view, and then your like controls would get stuck and you like couldn't move around, and you were like kind of like soft locked. And the only option that you had was just to like shut your game and just completely restart everything. So yeah, it was kind of a nightmare. And yeah, I don't know if it's gotten better because I haven't built anything on my PlayStation since I've gotten this computer last month. So I don't know. Let me know. Are you still playing on console? I don't know. How many people even play on console is my question. I'm not sure. I would guess it's probably a pretty high amount because I don't really know too many people that have a PC, you know, a personal computer. That used to be obviously a really big thing back in the day, but now people have laptops, and yes, you can play The Sims on a laptop for sure. But I don't know. There's also like a dying amount of people having laptops. Like for me, I didn't really own a laptop for a super long time. I would just do like most of my work and everything on my iPad Pro, and that got me by just fine. Occasionally I would like open my like super old MacBook up to like do stuff that I couldn't do on my iPad, but yeah, I like relied on my iPad for almost everything because it did almost everything that I needed, really. So I don't know. Yeah, let me know. Like, if you drop a comment, let me know. Do you play on console or do you play on PC? And do you like to use custom content or do you just like to stick with Max's content? I'm curious to know like what the general consensus is on this, because I don't know. I see mixed messages when I like look at it online, like when I follow the community, and I like to kind of lurk around. I'm like a lurker. I'm just lurking in the comments, seeing what people are saying. And I don't know, it's kind of a mixed bag. I see some people saying that they do like custom content, some don't like custom content because it just kind of bogs down their computer, and I don't know. I'm just curious. So drop a comment, let me know, like, what do you think? What do you play on? All that. Let's chit chat. But anywho, so I'm working right now, or I'm getting close to finishing up this nursery, and I love the way this little nursery came out. I also, like I said, I love that bathroom that you can kind of see off to the right hand side there. It's so pretty. I love that bathroom collection that Pierisim came out, Auntie Vera's bathroom. That blue swatch is just, it's beautiful. It's like this nice kind of like light icy blue, and I kind of carried the blue now into the kids' room here. I forgot what I named the kid. I forgot what I named him. I haven't really played with the family too much since I gave them, you know, an infant and a child. But I know that I did make him a genius. So I tried to give him like the little chemistry set in his room, and you know, a little desk with lots of books, and yeah, so he's a little bit of a nerd, but he's still, you know, he's still a little kid. He's a little mischievous, you know, he's got the little baseball bat and the little, I don't even know what that thing is from Growing Together, that little like sculpture with the basket and the stick and the bear, and I don't even know. What do you call that? But I love the way that this room came out, and this is going to be the last room that I do here in the house. All right, and now we are on to the backyard. So I'm just starting out with the landscaping. The landscaping's, you know, really similar to the front, and I like to do that just to add consistency to the entire build, you know. And I love those doors right there that are open. That's something I love about custom content, is they have like doors that are swung open, and they also have like windows sometimes that are open. Pierisim didn't have any with this collection, but I know the last build that I did with Harry's Coastal Collection, she had some windows like that were like open. I just love that. It adds just like an overall kind of like atmosphere. It gives it like an, I don't know, like a realistic kind of feel. And then I also carried that little like diamond pattern that I did out in the front. I carried that to this back portion here, and I just kind of fence it off. And I do this really neat thing where I use those like string lights that come with Pierisim and Charlie Pancake's, their Precious Promises collection. I believe that's the name of it. And there's so many amazing items in that little collection. It's actually supposed to be, I believe, for like weddings, but I use tons of the stuff from that collection throughout this house, like vases, and I think I don't know, some plants and stuff like that came from that collection. So it's available on CurseForge. Everything I used, again, is from CurseForge, just to make it nice and simple for you guys to download and have on your system. And, you know, I love that website. It's so nice. I've been trying to like limit myself on custom content downloads though. I have ventured off of CurseForge a little bit for some like creative sim items. And I'm a huge fan of A. Brittany Harris, I believe is her name. She has incredible hairs for men and women, and she has awesome clothes too. And I've gone on like her actual, I think it's like on her Patreon, I can't recall, but I've gone off of the CurseForge and I've just gone directly to her her website or Patreon, I can't remember, but because I didn't see it on CurseForge. That's weird sometimes though, is like there's some collections that just haven't like been uploaded to CurseForge, I've noticed. I'm not using it on a web browser though. I'm using it actually through like the, I guess you could say like the application that you can actually download onto Windows. That's where I'm using CurseForge. Because it honestly, it doesn't even let me download it off of a browser. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong there, but anyway. So getting back to talking about my build. So you would have just seen I did that really cool like pergola with the lights hanging from it. It's so beautiful. And I just made this a nice little, you know, seating area. I used a lot of the collection from, I think it's called like the Winter Garden collection from Pierisim, and it's beautiful. I love the items that came in this. They're so versatile, and I did use those chairs in the dining room inside as well, but they worked so good for the outside too. And yeah, I put some more planters out here as well, you know, grill, garbage basket. So everything's like good to go for your Sims in this house. I did play test it. I haven't uploaded it to the gallery just yet when I'm doing this recording, but I will pretty soon after doing this recording and getting stuff edited. I'll put it up on YouTube, on my gallery, sorry. So that way, if you guys want to download it, you can. And like I said, I'll also have all the links down below for, you know, all the custom content that I use. But if you want to make it easier, you honestly can just go and search Pierisim on CurseForge and just like download everything he has on CurseForge, because I pretty much use like everything that he has on there. So I am a patron of Pierisim, but I'm only a $2 patron. I probably want to bump that up to the $5 one so I get access to like early stuff. I think I'm already for Harry, but I definitely think I'm going to add Pierisim to that. And then I'm also going to add Felix Andre too. And my next custom content build is going to be using all Felix Andre. And like I said, I'm going to do that Florence kind of themed build. And I'm trying to figure out, I don't want to do like an Italian villa because I feel like I see them everywhere right now in the Sims community. Not saying that they're bad or anything, but I don't know. I just want to do something a little different, just slightly more interesting. So that'll be my next one coming up there. But that is going to pretty much do it for this video here. The photos should be rolling by now. But if you stuck through and listened all the way through to the end, I really appreciate it. And if you guys could, you know, drop a comment, you know, subscribe, like, I would so appreciate that too. And I hope you guys are just having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye now.